Here we are in 2024, the first video I am unleashing into the wild of the YouTube sphere. Again, thank you all for my loyal subscribers and those of you who have purchased the memberships. I really do appreciate it once again. And yeah, so this video is going to be something I have not done. This was a request by, what's his last name? Dean Hughes. Yes, this was a request by him in regards to a specific type of photography. Now, I'm not going to get into the very specifics of that one element in photography, but this will still cover what his question was. So basically, the question was, how do you go about shooting animals that are inside, a glass enclosure, right? Now, the technique I'm going to be explaining will cover that, as well as any other time you're trying to shoot through glass. I've had to shoot through glass at events because I wanted a specific angle, and that was the only way for me to be able to do it. So how do you eliminate reflections when you're shooting through glass? It's actually very easy. And the other nice thing too is because you would literally be right up against the glass, any imperfections within the glass kind of disappear. It's quite interesting. You can literally shoot through screens and it won't even show up. It's not going to be the same 100% perfect image quality you would get if you were just shooting with just free air between you and the camera, but it still will give you usable images and people would not realize that you shot through glass. So first things first, what you're going to want to do in order to do this properly is don't do this. Do not mount the lens hood. Reason being is if you look at the side, this piece here, right, is not sticking out as far as these spots here, right? So what ends up happening is, say my hand is the glass, you're here, and with that happening, there's still space right in here for light and reflections to bounce off of the lens itself. So if you're using manual focus, I suggest you just remove the hood entirely, right? So that way you can be right up against the glass and there's no chance of light nailing reflections between the glass you're shooting through and the glass on the front lens element. If you are using autofocus, not a big deal. You can just mount the hood, reverse, in like the portable carry. And why am I having trouble doing this? I'm not sure. There we go. So you can mount the lens hood like so, and you still get the same effect as if you're not using a lens hood whatsoever. So with that said, what does this actually look like? Well, the technique that I use is I basically just take my hand, and this works for wide angle as well, at 16 millimeters, or however wide. You can always just adjust your hand as you're looking through the viewfinder. Just make sure that you don't see your hand in the scene, right? And you're just basically covering any light source reflecting off the sides. And then you're just going to put the lens directly against the glass and try to cover off as much as possible. You're, in a matter of speaking, you're trying to create a tunnel is basically what you're doing. So let's just quickly take a look at what this looks like in real time. This video was shot with the K3 Mark III, and I was going from 50 millimeters to 16 millimeters. And you'll see exactly how I go about doing this. It was just done at a car window outside, which has a lot of reflection, and you'll see yourself. Okay, so what you'll see here is I'm approaching the vehicle, and it's another good idea to always wear very dark clothing. You don't want to wear anything too light that will also add a reflection. And you can see my hand to the side of the lens. So when I am against the glass, I'm blocking all extra light coming out. Now I remove my hand, start waving. So that's the difference that this technique does make. You want to completely eliminate all extra light coming in from the sides, top, and bottom of the lens as much as possible. So wearing dark clothing does also help very much with this as well. And here's some shots that I took in regards to actually shooting some snakes inside their little world in, I guess, aquarium things. And you can see that the results speak for themselves. Now, as I did mention, there are times where it won't be the most ideal quality, but it'll still be passable, especially given the circumstances, because you are shooting through glass, and anytime you add more glass in front of the lens, you could be degrading the image quality. So this was shot directly through a glass enclosure, and as you can see, it's pretty good. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell if I didn't say anything. You can kind of tell just along here, just the way the bokeh and the out of focus area, it's very, very busy because there is that extra piece of glass in there. Next shot, here we are a bit closer. And as I said, you can use a wider angle lens. You just have to be mindful and take your time to get the setup correct in regards to the position of your hand to block any of the light. Again, remember, you're trying to use a tunnel technique. In this one here, this was slightly on an angle, so I wasn't able to block all the light. You can see a little bit of it coming in here. But overall, the reflection was minimized as much as possible while I took that shot. And this one here, just head on, directly through the glass. Again, you wouldn't be able to tell. And that's pretty much the technique that I use when I need to, shoot through glass. It's not the most ideal, but it is absolutely doable. And there you have it. That is how you go about shooting through glass, period. And you can use this technique for, as I showed, shooting rodents or lizards, snakes, reptiles. That's rodents. Wow. Too much drinking from New Year's celebrations. And happy 2024, everybody. So if you are in a position where you need to shoot through glass, just remember you want to tunnel the lens, right? You want to make sure that you're blocking wherever that light source is coming from. So you have your hand slightly in front, so you're blocking any of the light coming in. You want to get the front of the lens as close as possible to the glass, and you should be good to go. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget, you can become a member of the channel if you wish. Some cool merch and a section on my website for all the members to hop in on forums. I am thinking of doing some other things in regards to the site. It is 2024. We'll see what happens. I am looking at expanding and, giving more for the membership side of things. And, that's pretty much it. I wish you all the best in this upcoming year. Make this your year. Always trying to improve and do better than you were the year before. And that's going to pretty much be it. I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out.